Lemon, hey Don, is making losing your job look pretty damn good. CNN is set to pay Don Lemon $24.5 million for the split from the network. What are your thoughts on? Oh, look at Al smiling.
Al, you like that one, Al?
Go
You
ahead,
might not
Al.
be his type, though.
Go ahead, Al.
What? You know what? I like to see this. I don't like to see his demise like that because, Don Lemon spoke in spaces on CNN that have not been spoken in the 15 years or the 17 years that he was there. And we're going to miss that about him. But look what karma does. And karma is real. CNN hasn't been the same since Don Lemon has left and Chris Cuomo, if you want my personal opinion. And I love that when he first left, on his first interview, he said, listen, guys, I have a responsibility to tell the truth. He also said, I'm not into platforming liars and bigots and insurrectionists. That lets you know that he has been wrestling with CNN in the direction of their programming for a while. And then it just come to a head. And I tell you what, if I didn't like him more than I do, it was because of this now. Because Don Lemon is standing for something instead of falling for the hucky muck or whatever the saying is, like the rest of these anchors do in order to keep their jobs. I like that he stood strong. And because he stood strong and then back down, they now have to pay him $24 million. Cha-ching, CNN.
That's right. Armand, what do you think about this?
Al, I feel like you summarized that beautifully. I agree. It hasn't been the same since Cuomo or Don Lemon has left. And I just think that this is the test to showing that this is the karma. He deserves that payout. And I'm happy for him. You could sit down with your $24 million and live your life, baby. So I'm here for it. I feel like it's well-deserved. He put in the time and he was an advocate for the people. And I love that. So I think it's well-deserved. So shout out to Don Lemon.
First of all, CNN really showed their ass how they dealt with Chris Cuomo and then especially Don Lemon. Don Lemon was the star of your entire network. He made CNN and politics fun. He had shade, he had fun, he had entertainment, the perfect mix of entertainment and politics, almost where if you didn't care about politics, you would tune in to see the chemistry and the funny interviews. He has so many classic moments on his show. Now, it's really telling of CNN how when they got their Republican right-wing new owner, multi-billionaire that is owning CNN right now, that the way that Don Lemon was taken out was because he called to carpet Vivek Ramaswamy, who was a failed Republican nominee who got murdered in the polls, who was complete trash. All he did was irritate people, be obnoxious, and be so far up Donald Trump's taint that, like, it was just like, I'm surprised Donald didn't be like, oh my God, that hurts, because that's how far up his ass he was. But the new owner of CNN, he's pretending to be a liberal leaning network, but really it's a lot of right-wing tactics here at play. When your black, your anchor gets a little too feisty with someone that you're rocking with,
yes.
you bring up something else and you get him out of there when he was really a voice that really galvanized people. And it's funny because in the beginning, well, not the beginning, years ago, I remember black people would come for Don Lemon and say, he's not black enough, he's not this. And I got to give Don Lemon credit. Not only did he adjust, he turned up the heat on their asses, and he had his show that I felt it really resonated with black people. And by the end of his time at CNN, that was the must-see TV show of CNN. And they have not recovered since. Like Al said, CNN is complete trash, except for the two sisters that are on the show right now, on the network right now. But other than that, boring, been there, done that. I'll be over at MSNBC until CNN gets it together and gets some black faces, more of them back on the network. Go ahead, Armand, what you going to say?
Can we just add to the fact that they tried to make it seem like they want to call a meeting with him and he didn't show up to the meeting. And so that's what actually happened. He wasn't just let go through his agent. I just feel like you calling a meeting with me because I walked off of a controversial interview because the guy was trying to downplay, a black experience. I just feel like he already knew what was coming with that. Even if he didn't show up to the meeting, it was BS in the first place. So I just feel like CNN, they were trying to clean house for whatever way. They started with Cuomo, then they demoted Don Lemon to a daytime, right? Wasn't he at night?
Morning
Then he went to the
show.
morning show,
show.
you know, and made him a part of an
Made him an
ensemble.
ensemble.
Yeah, when he had his own show, that's all he needed. And so he already knew the games that were being played there at the network in the first place. So at that point, I don't need to take your meeting. I already know what this is. You're not about to chastise me for this guy making these, you know, kind of racial remarks or making uncomfortable statements regarding Black people, and I'm sitting on this platform. I don't like it, and it shouldn't be acceptable. And Black people shouldn't have to deal with those things. We shouldn't have to sit down and just take stuff like that because we're platformed. You know what I mean? So that's the problem I have with it.
I sent Don Lemon a DM because we do follow each other on Twitter. Hey, Don, I will be sending you this clip. We still gonna hang out when I come to New York. Byron Allen, if you are watching, go ahead and give Don Lemon that contract. Make him the face of your of news and of politics on your network. You got the bread. Put our brother back on television, and he needs to be there. I loved Don Lemon's commentary, and so did a lot of soulmates. Zakira Hardman said Don Lemon deserves it. And Carolyn Jones said Don Lemon couldn't handle that drink. Oh, yeah, he was funny when he got tipsy. And our dog said, what'd you say?
Reminds me of me.
Yes, you light-skinned brothers be off that dark. Y'all be wilding out. Y'all just get to acting up. Soon that I stop twitching, it's just a wrap. Our dog said, I'm pretty sure he hired the lawyer that Megyn Kelly had when she got fired from NBC. Well, that was Fox, I believe. And Yaya 502 said, I like Don, but he started thinking he had leverage like them people, and they turned on him. Right. Well, he did have a powerful voice on CNN, and we will rock with him when he shows up on another network, if he chooses to do so. You know, I mean, he paid.